Sometimes you come into a program like EXO or LSAMP or, McNair, and you don't see yourself as a researcher, but 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, you're presenting, going to conferences, going to grad school to become a researcher. So we're going to be closing out, some closing remarks. Before I hand this over to Dr. Tom Keller, just a reminder, gift card in the back if you haven't done that. Non-PSU faculty, there's some swag bags up at the front for you. And then to all the participants, as soon as we're finished with the SRA today, we will be sending a follow-up email to you. So please look for your email from the EXITO program. Dr. Keller, Dr. Crespo.
Oh, wow. So we did it. Got it. Yeah. And most of you are still here. Some took the money and left, but that's fine too. So I want to make sure that we thank the people who were involved with putting this together. They're not angels. They're not actors from Hollywood that we hire to pretend that they like you. These are people who genuinely have a strong interest in you being successful. If you want to stand up so that we have back in the room, to everybody over there, please stand up. If you're a faculty or staff on EXITO, please stand up. They deserve a big round of applause, please. We're applauding you, Dr. Solomon. But that goes for everybody who's been spending a lot of hours planning this activity. Again, this is the first time we do it at this level. We planned, pre-planned, and it's still, sometimes things don't go as planned. But that's actually the essence of experimentation, Sometimes things go as planned, sometimes you have to adjust. So I want to make sure that you were able to obtain what you thought you were going to get from the activity. We have an interest in you being successful. We had this activity where we now have more than just Build EXITO, but we are extremely grateful that you stay. Also want to thank Carlos Cuatela for being the MC and Tori. They've kept us in track. Arjun and Cassandra Ramirez for making sure that we're right on target. I realize that some of you are at different stages. We normally were working with a specific student that had a specific stage of being a freshman to sophomore. We have a variety of students. We have students who are currently in high school, and we have students who are starting their masters. And I hope that the information was still useful to you. The different programs that we have here might benefit you in your future career plans. And even if none of these programs are useful, hopefully you were able to learn from today's presentation from Dr. Dixon of what does a good poster looks like. At least you know now when you see a crappy poster somewhere, you say, that's not the right thing. That's not how you do it. At the same time, you also know what an oral presentation should look like. And these are, excellent skills that you're going to need for the future. We also want to make sure that you realize that there is more than what's here. There are other programs besides the one you have seen, either at PSU or OHSU. There is a TRIO program. They were not here, but that exists. There's some of you are part of GANAS, which is a program here at Portland State. Oh, there you go. Wow. So there are multiple programs besides the one that you have seen today. So make sure that you are aware of that. The main reason you are here is because we want to make sure that you start developing the self-confidence to become a scientist. You came in with one identity, 2, 3, 4 identities, and you are adding an extra one to be a scientist. And what does a scientist look like? We have this premonition of what does a scientist. It doesn't look a lot like me. But you'll see that in all of us, there is a scientist. And we have dogs, and we do all the things that other people do. So a scientist, it starts with you. Today, you come home and you tell whoever it is that you are a scholar and you're a scientist, okay? That doesn't preclude you from emptying the dishwasher and putting the trash out, but you do it now as a scientist. Your curiosity brought you here, which is great. Motivation is important, which got you here too. That's important. I was just talking earlier about, how important money is. It's important, but more than that, it's your motivation. That's what's gonna get you to the next level. If you don't show up, if you're not curious, then any opportunity that could have been available to you is not available because you were not there. If you talk about Motu could have been in American Samoa for many, many years, but he showed up here, and now he's doing all kind of stuff. And it was because of, wanting to be there and being present and being curious. I'm sure there's a lot of other reasons why Motu is here. What we plan to offer you is the opportunity to meet other researchers, the opportunity to participate in research enrichment workshops, the opportunity to network, the opportunity to have some other experiences, opportunity to listen to other people, the opportunity to create a cohort, a group of people of like-minded, like you, that will support each other. And that doesn't cost that much money, but it's even more important than all the money we can give you. And we are excited to do that. What's gonna happen next? Stay in touch. If you're interested in being part of Bill Éxito, we have an application that is gonna open on August 1st, and apply. Even don't disqualify yourself from applying. Give me the privilege of disqualifying you. Okay? Let me be the one who says, no, you don't qualify for this. But don't do it yourself, because you probably don't know if you qualify or not. And we might have over different sources of funding later. So give us the opportunity to disqualify you. I'm going to leave you with my friend and colleague and partner in crime, Dr. Tom Keller. Thank you.
So Carlos and I didn't coordinate on this, so he jumped up here first, so that I just have to repeat things. But no, I want to thank all of you for being here. It's been a great 3 days, and I want to touch on some of the themes we've heard all along. You might remember that Tori started us off by talking about building a sense of community. So we hope that this has given you an opportunity to build relationship with other students, with faculty, with staff, and with programs that you were able to meet with during the week. And your investment in building those relationships is important. It's so worthwhile. As we heard from Anita yesterday, that's how you build the social capital that's going to be there when you need support. Those relationships and those networks that provide opportunities, that have your back when you need it, and give you that support that we all need. And to develop skills. So again, we tried to sneak in during some of these activities, little skills building things that will help you along the way. And again, investing in those things just helps to make sure that you're going to have success when you go into research environments and research settings and start working on projects. Just little tricks of the culture of science. And I hope it also came clear to you that we're here really to invest in you, because you have so much potential, and you're going to be asking the important questions, and you're going to be building the new knowledge that we need. So with those gift cards, of course, that's a tangible investment, but we're doing that because we know your time is valuable, and you are needed. You know, we want you to be here. We want you to be involved in these kind of programs, and you are valued. So again, I mentioned at the beginning we have sponsors that are making those investments, and they really understand that we need a new, strong generation of researchers. There are so many things that we have to tackle as a society, and we want enthusiastic and bright and creative scholars who are going to lead the way. So that includes, of course, the federal funders like National Institutes of Health, National Science Foundation, Department of Education, the organizations that sponsor these programs you've been learning about. Here in Oregon, the state legislature and the governor have provided funding to do this kind of outreach and support for student leaders, and it's through the Higher Education Coordinating Council, so we really appreciate their support. And here at PSU, we had the Provost Jeffords and Vice President Podrabski. They're very committed to providing more access to research opportunities to all students. And again, we're thinking about research broadly in all fields, all majors, all disciplines. I mean, that's something that you should really expect and strive for during your undergraduate education, is those experiences outside the classroom that give you a sense of what it's really like to do the work, and give you that kind of hands-on skill building and knowledge that you can't get from reading books. So think about, you know, in your majors, what are those opportunities? There are many within majors. It's not all through programs. So be curious, explore, ask people, ask advisors, get all the information you can about what's available to you. So we hope that during these few days, we have helped you on your next steps for your journey. Maybe sparking some new ideas, some new knowledge, some new connections, some new skills, and some new confidence that you can go out and do all these great things. So now it is about staying connected and maintaining the momentum. You know, we're off to a start. Again, it's a journey. There are people along the way who've been down that road, and we're here to support you, and that's what these programs are all about. So the most important thing is to continue to look for the resources and support that's available. I encourage you to go to the Exito website, and boy, I wish I could make things happen every time I flick my hand. So again, on our website, we have all kinds of resources and supports for students around all kinds of topics like financial aid, internships, how to get scholarships, things like that. So, and the enrichment program that you've been hearing about has really great resources on their website about again, how to do a CV, how to do a personal statement, how to apply for programs and scholarships and things like that. So again, a lot of resources that you can check out during the summer. Don't wait until next fall. You can get a head start and do that kind of reading when you have more time this summer. And I encourage you to develop your interests on your own. Again, we're living in an age where you can have access to a lot of great journals and a lot of great things on the internet. But think about one thing you're interested in, and do some reading on it, and do some learning on your own, because again, you'll have richer conversations with professors when you have a little bit of background about your topic. But again, your own experience that you're bringing to it, the thing that motivates you, that makes you curious, is also valuable, right? I mean, your perspective is going to enrich those conversations as well. And again, I encourage you to follow up and visit with the programs, either through their websites or when we're back on campus, stop by their office. And now you've met some of the people that are running those programs, and hopefully it's going to be that much easier for you to knock on the door and reintroduce yourself and get involved. So I think that's the key thing, is to get involved. And like Carlos, I just want to thank everybody who helped make this possible, and including our great students and alumni and volunteers. So thank you all. And again, we really do think of it as one big community. Thank you.
So before I hand it over to Tori to close this out, we do have a message for Amanda Lee's sister. If you're here, please go see Kay Logan in the back about a gift card. And then also the interest forms. I know we've mentioned it, but if you do have interest in any of the programs, our program, you should be able to sign up towards the front. Okay.
How are folks feeling? I see some good. I sense a little bit of like, wow, maybe a little bit of overwhelming, maybe a little bit of like, I want to do this on Thursday. When do I start? Maybe a little bit of, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. Can I get a follow-up email at some point? Like, there's kind of a bell curve of feelings sort of at the end, and that's totally okay. This part, I think, is always the hardest part for me, because we have to like let y'all go. It's been a fun 3 days of like getting to know a lot of you and talking with you and just kind of hearing about all these great, wonderful things that people are interested in. I know it can be intimidating when you hear people talk about entire institutions are doing these things in order to get folks like you into a room. Or you see somebody in their slide has more letters behind their name than you thought were in the alphabet, and they want to talk to you. Because like, I've been that kid that didn't know there was like counseling for college in high school, or that like was never told like, hey, have you considered doing these other things? Or like knew that graduate school existed when I was about to graduate college. A lot of folks in the room have some of those similar experiences, and that's why they're so passionate about getting y'all to a better starting place than what many of us had. As I talk to some students, one thing that always comes to mind is words and finding words, and I feel like that's another thing that I've heard people do over the last 3 days. I've seen people that knew what they wanted to do but didn't know how to talk about it. And because they don't know how to talk about it, they don't know who to connect to make that happen. So I'm hopeful that a lot of y'all found your words, and so that now you have that starting point to figure out whatever it is you need to do and how to get there and how to talk about it in a way that's going to open those doors to let you get there. And the last thing I want to point out before we kind of start to disband is I've heard a few students say how lucky they were to like find this program and be able to come to this day and this event and meet all these people. What I'm hoping y'all start to transition to is that y'all are not lucky. We're lucky, right? We're lucky that y'all chose to fill out the form and come today. And at some point, you're going to be looking at some other locations that you want to do research or work or make advances, and they're going to be lucky to have you. You're not going to be lucky to have found them, right? So I want you to take that home with you. It's y'all's hard work, right, at the end of the day that's going to get you to where you want to be. So we just want to make sure that you have all the tools, you have everything you need so that you can go forward and be successful, because we know all the potential that you have. And if nobody has ever told you that you have lots of potential, you have lots of potential. We have the room for a number of minutes if folks want to hang out and kind of decompress and network and chat. You don't have to immediately scurry out of the door. You can hang out for a little bit. Try not to get in Cassandra and the cleanup crew's way, because they might like run you over. It's been 3 long days for them. But again, thanks everybody for coming, and I hope y'all got a lot out of this.